It was kind of like stumbling on a hidden doorway that nobody bothered to close. The second I walked through, everything started lining up and making more sense. I took a route most folks never even think about. Curious how it works? Stick with me, I'll break it down one move at a time. When I first jumped into crypto, I was straight up green. No strategy, just vibes. My plan basically amounted to chasing hype and buying anything that looked like a fresh launch. For a while, it felt like I'd cracked it. The balance kept climbing day after day. Then everything collapsed overnight, and those wins vanished. That wipeout stung, but it was the wake-up call I needed. I had no real plan. I almost ignored a dead simple approach I later found, but treating it like a drill changed my mindset. Discipline first, shut out the noise, follow the process. That single change flipped the script. Instead of constant losses, I started pulling 5 times gains on the regular. I'll walk you through the whole system, step by step. But before we dive into the actual step-by-step, there's something I need to point out. And honestly, almost everyone new here trips over it without even knowing. I remember my very first time messing around with Pump Fund. At the start, I felt like I had the whole thing under control. The interface was so smooth and clean it almost felt too easy, like it was built just to make me confident. That slick onboarding hooked me. But once I started digging deeper, little problems started popping up, and if you don't know what's coming, they'll slow you down fast. So let's clear those out of the way now, so everything else clicks a lot easier. Open up Photon, set that filter straight to Pump Fund, and you'll immediately notice the screen lighting up with new tokens non-stop. It feels like standing by a runway as jets blast past. There's barely time to process one before the next shows up. Everything updates in real time, so even looking away for a second can cost you. The pace doesn't let up, and that means your only option is to stay sharp and react fast, because hesitation here usually means missing the play. Now switch the filter over to Raydium CPMM, and you'll notice the shift right away. The chaos settles into something more predictable. Instead of coins popping in randomly, the projects showing here usually look like they've got direction. Liquidity holds firm, volume comes in steady waves, and market caps aren't bouncing all over the place. This is the zone where the more seasoned traders like to operate. Stick with me, because next I'll break down how to spot the tokens worth locking onto. Back when I first considered launching a token, I thought it was locked behind a fortress of code only hardcore devs could break through. In my head, it meant memorizing smart contracts, diving deep into blockchain manuals, and burning endless hours testing stuff that might not even work. The options looked rough. Either sink months into learning from scratch, or pay big money for someone else to build it. Then I ran into MoonTool, and it changed the whole picture. The setup removes the coding barrier completely. You just plug in your details, tweak a few options, and the system builds the token for you. If you've ever filled out a regular online form, you can handle this. I've pushed out multiple tokens now, and what I once thought would be a coding grind ended up being smooth and simple. Before anything else, your token needs a logo that pulls attention fast. That's what people see first, so it's worth doing right. I recommend Canva since it's super easy to navigate and delivers polished results, even if you're just starting out. Personally, I chose to base mine on Saul Goodman. He's a standout character, and giving him a coin feels fitting. When your image is uploaded, resize it so it hits that perfect 128 by 128 pixels mark. If it looks squished, grainy, or shifted to one side, take the extra moment to clean it up until it's clear and centered. Attention to little details like this is what gives your token a polished edge. Once everything's looking tight, download the file and let's keep going. Start by opening up MoonTool and linking your Phantom wallet. It should sync automatically without any hassle. On the setup screen, enter Sol Coin as the full token name and just Sol as the symbol. Don't stress about the description box unless you already have something written out. From there, upload the logo you made in Canva. Make sure it's clean and perfectly lined up, and then hit Next to move forward. You don't need to mess with decimals or worry about setting up the total supply. MoonTool handles all of that behind the scenes for you. The platform runs the technical details automatically, so nothing gets in your way. Once that part's taken care of, just hit Next and continue with the setup process. At the verification step, you might notice a quick request for 0.1 Solana. It looks like a charge, but it's really just a test. Nothing actually leaves your wallet. Personally, I cancel it to keep my balance exactly the same. Once that part's cleared, select Next and move forward. If you already have a community or some followers on social media, linking those accounts can help give your token a bit more visibility. It makes it easier for people who already know you to connect the dots. Still, this step isn't mandatory. Raydium will move things along just fine without them. If you don't feel like adding anything right now, simply hit skip and keep rolling. When you first see the 0.3 Solana fee, it might feel like an extra cost you could avoid, but it's actually a security feature that makes your token more trustworthy. By locking the freeze, mint, and update functions, you're showing buyers that nothing shady can be changed later. That kind of transparency matters. Most people won't invest if they think the contract can be tampered with. Once everything is securely locked, hit Launch My Token Now to push it live. Hang on, this is an important step. Your wallet is going to ask for approval, so just click Confirm. Any security warnings you see are normal and completely safe. Once you approve, your token is officially live and recorded on the blockchain. Next up, it's time to secure your liquidity. Head over to Raydium and create a fresh pool from scratch. The interface is simple and clear, so setting everything up only takes a few minutes. Head over to the User Token tab and paste in your token's contract address exactly as it appears. Even a single missing digit will cause issues. For the details, set your symbol to SOL and the full name to SolCoin, so everything looks professional. Don't forget to hit Add User Token, because if you skip that, Raydium might not recognize your project and it could vanish from search. Once that's locked in, go straight into adding liquidity. Since the total supply is 1 billion, pairing around 900 million with Solana helps stabilize the price, keeps the market active, and gives your token a solid launch base. Next, it's time to figure out how much Solana you want to pair with your token. I usually hit max to use almost everything in my wallet, but I always keep around 0.2 Solana reserved for gas fees. Forgetting that can lead to failed transactions. After that, pick your trading fee. I typically go with 2% because it keeps trades cheap while still earning consistent returns for the pool. You can adjust it if your approach is different. We've reached the final step. Click Initialize Liquidity Pool to wrap things up. Phantom will pop up a confirmation window. Just approve it and give it a few moments to process. Once it's done, your token is live on Solana and ready for trading. Open Photon again and make sure the Raydium filter is still on. This updates the feed so you're only seeing the newest tokens. Scroll through the list, and once your token pops up, you'll know the launch was successful and trading is live. If you want to keep tabs on your token, head over to DEXScreener and open a chart for any coin. In the browser link, replace the contract address with your token's address, then reload the page. You'll see all the stats tied to your launch. An easier method is to type your token's name into the search bar and select it from the drop-down. As soon as the chart appears, you'll see the price hopping up and down constantly. Those aren't random swings. It's bots making lightning-quick trades to grab small profits repeatedly. Their moves are so fast that regular users barely notice. This activity creates buzz and tends to attract buyers who want to get in on the early action. Jumping in right when a token launches puts you ahead of most traders. Early holders help keep the price stable, while the bigger wave of buyers trickles in. Once your spot is locked, the chart often climbs steadily, letting you earn gains passively. And if you prefer to play it safe, remember, you can remove your liquidity anytime. For now, I'm just watching the chart move. So, we're just about an hour into the process now, and liquidity is finally starting to build. You can already see the token getting more traction and movement over the last stretch. At this point, it's simply a matter of paying attention and letting things play out. Right now, liquidity is still climbing steadily, and the chart reflects that with a clean upward trend. Nothing out of the ordinary here. This is exactly how it's supposed to look. For the moment, the best move is just hanging tight until the right entry point shows up. All right, we've given the process enough time and things are looking solid. The liquidity has settled nicely and the payouts are lining up just as expected. This is the perfect chance to walk you through how to pull out your liquidity step by step without running into any issues. First, double check that your wallet is connected to Raydium. It has to be the same one you used to launch your token, or your holdings won't match. The connection happens almost instantly, so no long waits here. Next, open the Portfolio tab and switch the view to Liquidity. This makes it simple to see all your tokens, including any liquidity positions you've already added. If they don't show immediately, don't worry. Raydium can take 10 to 15 minutes to refresh. Once your tokens appear, click the minus sign on your pool, select 100%, set Solana as your payout, and press Remove Liquidity. Approve it in Phantom and keep the screen open while it processes in case any prompts pop up. After the withdrawal finishes, a confirmation notification will appear letting you know it went through successfully. Then, open your wallet and verify your balances to ensure all funds are back and the totals match what you expected. Right now, things are working out nicely. Profits are coming in consistently, and the setup is running glitch-free. Maintaining a regular rhythm keeps everything on track. Once the market starts heating up, that's your green light to dive back in. Plus, you can run through this process again whenever it suits you. The entire setup runs smoothly, and if you stay consistent, it can deliver solid gains over time. Just so you know, I'm not affiliated with MoonTool, Photon, or Raydium. Everything I'm sharing comes from my own experience. You'll find all the important links in the description and pinned comment below.